Welcome to another video, and today we're gonna solve a new question called range sum query immutable. So this will be our first question in the series of prefix sum. And if you observe, the question is exactly the same thing that we already discussed in the first video about prefix sum. But anyway, let's go through the question and see what it is asking. Given an integer array, nums handle multiple queries of the following type and calculate the sum of the elements of nums between indices left and right inclusive, where left is always lesser than right. So basically we are going from left to right of an array, and then it's saying that we will be given indices and we have to find the sum of those indices. So what it's saying that let's consider let's consider that we have an array just like in first example, maybe -2 and then 0, then 3, then -5, and then we have 2 and then -1. And the respective indices of these numbers are 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, right? And now the question asks us that after that we will be given some indices in our input, for example 0, 2, right? And then maybe again 2, 5, and so on. So what happened, like whenever we see 0, 2, we have to return the sum from index 0 to index 2 inclusive. And when we see 2 and 5, then we have to return sum from index 2 to index 5, right? As we discussed, like in our prefix sum fundamental video, what we have to do, we have to calculate our prefix sum for all the indices, like -2. Then we will get indices for 2 will be 0 plus 0 index value and 1 index value, that is again -2. And when we go to second index, it will be 3 plus -2, that is -1. And then 3 plus -2, that is 1, sorry, 1. And then when we go to index 3, the value will be -5, 1, that is -4. Then when we go to fourth index, the value will be 2 plus -4, that is -2. And at the end, the last index value will be -1 plus -2, that is -3. And after that, whenever we get some indexes like this, a pair of indexes, that is beginning index and last index 0, 2, then we have to just calculate what is the value from 0 to 2. So since it starts from 0, we don't have to do anything, we just have to return 1, right? This will be our answer. And now when we see 2 to 5, then we have to go 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 index. So it's asking us now 2 to 5. So we have to see what is the value at 2, that is -3, and what is the value at index 1, because we don't have to consider value up to index 1. So -3, then we have to subtract the value of index 1, that will be our -3 plus 2 equals to -1. And these are values, right, that we are obtaining. Like for first one, this will be the 1, value will be 1, and from 2 to 5 the value is -1. We just have to return like this. You see that 1 and 2 is here already here in our answer. So that's that. Now let's try to implement the same using JavaScript. So first thing first, right, we have to create the range sum, right? For example, here we don't have to use, right, we don't have to use a separate kind of array so that we can use the space, because once we calculate the cumulative sum, then we don't have to because we don't have to use the original values again in future once we calculate the cumulative sum. So we can use the same array to store our cumulative sum, right? So that we can save some space. So step one, right, always um, get the prefix sum array, and then step two, read the input indices and calc the value, right? So it's our input source, right? Let's consider a example input here, the example that is given in the lead code itself, right? This will be our first input. So let's write the step one, right? First we have to create the sum array, the cumulative sum array. For that we have to create a for loop, and then let index will be I to nums dot length I plus plus, and let's start our index from 1 because our 0 index we don't have to change anything. And then we have to just do nums of I plus equals to nums of I nums of I minus 1. That's all we need, and it will give us the prefix sum array. Now then we just have to let result equals to array. The first thing will be always null, right? As for the question, the first one is for this our question array, so we don't have to do anything here, right? And then we have to just read like okay, let's do it as an input. Okay, input. So input, and let nums equals to input of 0, right? So we're gonna get this one, input of 0. Perfect. And then let's do that. Let's do the destructuring tricks here. Okay, nums, we're gonna get this one, and then the rest is nothing but the indices, right? So now we're gonna run like result. No, then again we have to run a for loop on the rest. The rest will contain now all our indices. So let's run a for loop on that, right? We can make for each. No, we don't need. Let's go simple. For less index I less than rest of length, and then our beginning and end, right? Const beginning index, like beginning, or we can say left index and right index will be our rest of I. These all are destructuring. Okay, we are using the power of destructuring here a lot. First we just broke that input array into nums, and with the variable, and rest of those we have created array with called rest, right? And here also we are destructuring the both indexes I and j, right? Whatever indexes we are getting, input indexes, and assigning those to the L and R, and we're going to use those. Okay, now we just have to push, right? Result oops, result dot push. We have to now do is nums of R. It will give us the cumulative sum of that from 0 to that number, and then we have to there is an edge case here. Check for left, right? We have to check L should be always greater than equals to 0, right? Left R, then let's do one thing. For that particular case, if L equals to 0, then result dot push nums of R. So that will take care of this edge case. So now let's write it here. So when first index is 0, right? And if not, we have to else we have to result.push nums of R minus nums of L minus 1. So this should create our required result. Let's then return results. Okay, nums, perfect. Why is this array of array? Now let's go to our test case. There is an array inside array, so we have to calculate and make sure it's input of, sorry, why I'm doing input, it should be input. So there is an array inside array, so we have to be careful about that. So make it nums. For now, just take it out, right? We're gonna see it there. So let's see if our test cases are running. Run test. It's passing. So let's try to run the same on lead code, and let's see how it works. So this nums is nothing but the input array here. So we're gonna copy paste our logic to make this should do the trick here, and then we just have to return our logic here. If left, and we'll make R equal to right, and left. Here we don't have to do any push, it's just asking for return, yeah, else we just have to return this. And that's all it asks. Let's see. return nums is not defined. Okay, sorry, we have to then now access this dot nums. I hate this kind of questions, the class kind of questions, and especially we are solving in JavaScript, it becomes very confusing. Is it accessing the nums or not? Okay, we have to do it here, this dot nums, this dot nums, let's see if it works now. Nums, come on, yeah, worked. Now let's just submit it. So that's that. So see you in our next video. Thank you so much for watching.